Hello guys, my name is Amit Sani and I welcome you in this daily Hindu analysis video. In the morning these videos come, in the evening the PIB videos come, and from 1st of June, as I told you, Mission 2020 is starting. I will be taking important MCQs daily. More than 10 questions will be there. So in the evening these lessons will come, so be ready for that. And today's lesson, again, we will not discuss articles, and we will take some polity basics and these important questions related to panchayat institution and other important constitution basics, so that there may be a little help for your prelims examination day after tomorrow. So let's start the lesson, and these are the numbers there you can call and you can ask for these panchayat courses. All courses are available at 60% off, and all are created by expert and selected people. Now, 3 PSUs Inc. joint venture pact for buying rare metals which we do not find easily in the earth, and mainly some materials like you see uranium, cobalt, lithium. These are the things. These are some metals and elements that we do not find easily. So 3 important PSUs: Nalco, National Aluminium Company, Mineral Exploration Corporation Limited, and Hindustan Copper Limited, HCL. These 3 are signing an important joint venture, and overseas they will be taking all these expeditions to find these rare earth materials. You see, last month when the President Kovind, he went to Bolivia and Argentina, Peru, all these countries. There he signed important agreement for the lithium metal. You see, we need lithium in our batteries, mobile, laptops, everywhere these lithium ion batteries are needed. So we do not have those reserves here in India. So we will do all these explorations in these countries. They need investment in those areas, and we need the product from there. So that's a great thing about us. And regarding the units related to these particular metals like copper and all, you should remember. You see, the copper ones are given here: Khetri, Rajasthan; Gatsila, Jharkhand; and Malanjkhand is in Madhya Pradesh, and Taloja is in Maharashtra, and Jagadia is in Gujarat. So these places are important for the copper mines. So these are the PSUs, and these are important facts for the prelims examination. Okay. Next, Singapore eyes a farming revolution. A very small city-like country, and very less land is available for the agricultural and staple food production, and only 10% they are able to grow there, whatever their need is. So they are eyeing a particular farming revolution there. They are importing a lot of food, and here 30/3 is the new plan for them. Till the year 2030, they will raise the production by 30%. Now, space is the problem where they are going to grow these foods and all. So you see, in the labs, and out of these aquaponics and all these technologies, they will be growing all these vegetables, foods in the labs. And you must have seen many stack like labs there where they are growing many vegetables and plants and all, and they are saving a lot of water also. They are saving a lot of nutrients also. They are saving it from outside temperature, climate change also. So it's a controlled environment, and that gives a lot of production. So that's a great futuristic move, and there they can use biotechnology and all these things also. They can maintain these things in the context of pests and all these other external factors also. So these kind of things we also need, because our agriculture is 60% monsoon dependent. We do not have those many channels of irrigation and all, and we cannot protect them from pests, and also we need to apply many pesticides and all. So these kind of things, they may be improved with these methods. So the technology is the biggest help here, and we have huge population pressures, and the food security is the biggest threat in the future. So from where we are gonna feed 9 billion people in this world by 2050 year. So these kind of things are gonna help here. So indoor farms, they will be the key. And Singapore, as always, an advanced country, and it is showing the path here, and we may imitate that. Next information is again a futuristic move. It's a drone designed vehicle. It's a, you may call it an aircraft, you may call it an ambulance, you may call it a particular utility vehicle, and Sky prototype is the name, Sky. And it does not run on any kind of fuel, it runs on hydrogen fuel cell. What is a fuel cell? Device that converts chemical potential energy that is stored in the molecular bonds into electrical energy, means it will use S2 plus O2 and that will create H2O, water plus electricity. So this electricity would be used here. And you see this year in India, in the Aero India show, we saw the drone Olympics. So that was a major highlight. They may ask you a question about that. And you see this is also a model of drone only, but it's a fuel cell powered vehicle. So that's the greatest achievement here. It's an eco-friendly solution, and it does not need these conventional fuels and all, or any electricity or and all. By as H2 and O2 it can run, and it will create S2O also. So that's the greatest thing about it. And the fuel cell technology, you see this was asked twice or maybe thrice in the UPSC examination in the previous 3-4 years. So that's a great fact for the examination. Okay, Sky, it was shown as a prototype in California, America. So some clearances are needed because it will fly in the air. So many other clearances are needed later. It will be a great help for the transportation, for the emergency situations. You see in our country, many people are stuck in the traffic jams and many ambulances are stuck. People die on the road only because they cannot move. So these kind of things we will need in future. And you see, they will not need a great manufacturing and all, and these are drone based models. So this is a kind of a revolutionary thing for the future. Next, regarding the polity topic, I'm adding some questions here, giving you some explanations, and these basics, they are always asked in some of the other forms. So India is a quasi-federation like USA, not like Canada. No, India is a quasi-federation, that's correct. We are not a true federation, and we are not a central state. This is wrong. None of them we can declare as India is. India is a quasi-federal state with federation characters, but a unitary system in some form is also there. So USA is a true federation. It has a written constitution, and all the constituents, all these states, it has 50 states, and they all have come together for security purposes, for all existential purposes, and they are in a kind of agreement now, and they have made it a union of the states, means a United States of America. But it is not like India's condition. India is called a union of states. The particular phrase is applicable for India, union of states. But USA is United States of America. They are united with some agreement, and for a particular purpose they all have come together. Now they have a federal constitution, they have their respective constitution also. All these states, they have a dual citizenship also, means citizenship for the state and citizenship for America. So these things are federal characters. Okay, and they have their respective laws also. They have their respective highest courts also. There is a federal court in America, but these states also, they are having their judicial systems, and the judicial process is also very much unique in America, and we are following many things there, like the due process of law, as we have judicial review here. So that is also we are following from America. So you see many similarities with the USA's constitution, but as a state we are not a true federation like USA. We are more like Canada. Canada is having these central tendencies, means powers are more with the center, and because it's a very huge country geographically, so they have actually destructed this union into states, and that is why it is called a destructive federation or destructive system of administration. And in the same way, we have this particular thing that India is a union. It's an important unity, but we have divided into states so that it can be managed well, and there would be some autonomy there. Okay, we are following mainly 1935 Government of India Act, and many things, most of the things we have taken from that. And All India Federation was a particular concept in that particular act, but that could not be executed as princely states. They did not join it. So All India Federation, that never came into existence. So here also we are not a federation, but we have federal characters. We have list system. We took it from Australia's federation, and in Schedule 7 we have list system. So we have given some autonomy to states, some power to states like land, police, health, education. These all things are there with the state laws. But you see, more powers are there with the parliament. Central tendencies are certainly there. So we are a system more like Canadian system and less like USA's federation. Okay. Next, Irish constitution, we have taken DPSPs from there, not the list system. As I told you, from Australia we have taken the list system here. India became a republic on 15 August 1947. No, when our constitution it got enforced, then 26th of January 1950 we became a republic. Before that we were a dominion, a sovereign dominion we were, but we became a republic on 15th August 1947. So all are wrong options here. C is the answer here. C, none is the answer here. Okay, so these basics are very, very important. Every year you have questions from the parliamentary system, federation system, and the important characteristics with it. India is a quasi-federal state, federal with a strong bias towards center. You see, if center gives some direction to the state, and if the state does not follow that, then the governor of the state that may advise to the center that this state needs president's rule, because they are not following the direction and they are not following the constitutional procedure here. So that is the case. And in Article 1, India is hailed as Union of States. So it's a unique phrase given to India's condition. And Indian Union is not destructible. In 17 Prelims examination, it was asked that whether there is any kind of agreement between the Indian states. No, there is no agreement like USA. We are not bound with any kind of agreement. India is a unity and states are created for giving some autonomy and a better management there. So India's union is not destructible and they do not have any power to secede from here. And India is regarded as a semi-federal state. That is correct. But we can never call it a unitary state. Okay. In a true federation, the constituting units or the states have the freedom to come out of the union. That is the federal character. But right now, constitutionally, I am saying constitutionally, no country has given this power to the constituents or the states that they can go away from the country. So we saw the case of Catalonia and Spain, but Spain is a unitary state, but it has given some power to states also, and that's the case. But nobody can secede from that. That is not a power, so they cannot choose for that. In a confederation a different thing. Like European Union, it can be called a confederation. There they have all the power to go away from the union as Brexit is going on. So they may ask you about the confederation or the federal characters also. And as I told you, center can give directions to the states which they must carry out. And you see about the Rajya Sabha also. You see Rajya Sabha is the house where states are represented, but there is no equal representation. In USA, from all the 50 states, 2 representatives will be there, whether it's a small state or a bigger state. So total 100 representatives are there in the Senate. And in India, it's based on population. It's not based on their numbers. So that is why there is a clear case of dependence on the population numbers, like in Nagaland, Sikkim, Meghalaya, from all these states, single Rajya Sabha seat is there. But in states like Uttar Pradesh, there are 31 Rajya Sabha seats. So there is a clear different situation. It is not a equal representation. Okay. And the boundary of a state can be changed by creating out of an existing state, like Telangana was created from Andhra Pradesh. So that needed a simple majority there, that did not need any constitutional amendment. By the simple majority, and they could create it. And true federal state, citizens are given dual citizenship. That is the federal character. Like in America, as I told you, there is a citizenship of state, there is a citizenship of America. But in India, it is only a single citizenship. So characters are defined in their respective countries according to their needs. But some features are common. So in India, citizens enjoy a single citizenship. That is the case. Secession argument, as I told you, we are not bound with any kind of agreement. All states are parts of India. Division of power, I told you about the Schedule 7, the list system is there. And there are countries that are considered federation. Okay. So if they are federation, there must be autonomy with the states, but their constituents or the states, they have similar powers like India or less powers than Indian states. Okay, like Austria, Malaysia, Canada, in these countries, states, they do not have much power, although they are called as federations, but they do not have any power. India is not a federation, India is a quasi-federal state, and here states, they do not enjoy much power there. Okay, so union has more powers in India. That does not mean the system is not federal. We cannot say India is not federal. This statement is wrong. India is not federal, that is wrong. India has some federal characteristics. So this is a very thin line in these explanations. So please understand this thing in a very subtle way. Okay, we cannot call India that it is not a federal state, and we cannot call it a federation also. It's somewhere between that. So that is the case. Regarding revenue also, you see many questions are not asked from the revenue section for the last 2-3 years, because since the GST is implemented, there are many changes. So people are not very much clear about those situations, and these are normally not settled in the books like before. So there would be less questions from it. Only questions will be coming from the GST system, GST Council, and all its working and all. Okay, representation of the states. As I told you, in Rajya Sabha there is equal representation in USA, but not in India. Okay, one more thing. Appointment of the governor by the president. It happens in India. We are following the British system. For the more central tendencies, we are appointing governor, and he or she is the central government's agent. That is practically true. But in a federation, this governor should be elected directly or indirectly by the people of that state, but that doesn't happen in India. And there are unitary nations in this world, like Spain and South Africa, but they allow its constituents to have a constitution, and they choose their governors also. So this may happen in both ways. There may be a federal state and giving less power to the states, and there may be a unitary state giving more power to its constituents. So both kinds of examples are here, but India cannot be called a unitary system, and India cannot be called a federation. India is a union of states and a quasi-federal state. A lot of federal characteristics are there. Next, about the panchayat raj system. This is also a very important topic, where it is mentioned clearly in the prelims syllabus separately. First committee of the panchayat raj system was Alam Singhvi committee. No, it came in 1980s. It was 1957 when Balwant Rai Mehta committee came. It was the first committee which was giving a report regarding the National Extension Service and the community development program. So it was 1957 Balwant Rai Mehta committee. PRIs get funds from other sources also, in addition to State Finance Commission. So this is also wrong. So these two are wrong. Third one is also wrong. You see, in all the states and all the union territories, it is not present there. In schedule 6 states, AMTM states, like in Assam and Tripura, there is panchayat raj system. But in Meghalaya and the Manipur state, there are no panchayat raj systems. They are ruled by this particular administrative council setup, and village councils are also there, and governor has many discretionary powers in those states. So in these states there are no panchayat raj systems. Okay, so this third statement is also wrong. So D9 is the answer here. You see, these are the important famous committees: Balwant Rai Mehta committee, Krishnamachari, Takmal Jain committee, Ashok Mehta, the son of Balwant Rai Mehta only, and all these committees gave important recommendations regarding panchayat raj system. And you see, it's a local administration system, and you should know the history in the British time also regarding the local administration and the decentralization of the power. So here, after the 73rd amendment, this is totally established as a 3-tier system: at the village level Gram Panchayat, at the block level Mandal Parishad, Block Samiti or Panchayat Samiti as we can call it, and Jilla Parishad or the district Panchayat. So these are 3 important systems, and it was established by 73rd amendment in 1992, and it was enforced in 1993. And to examine the works of community development program in 1952 and the National Extension Service in 1953. This Balwant Rai Mehta committee that was giving a report, and they recommended regarding that in NDC also. So they said about the panchayati raj system, and it is getting funds from 3 important sources, like the local body grants recommended by Central Finance Commission, and funds released by state government with the recommendation of State Finance Commission, and funds for implementation of centrally sponsored schemes also. So, and they may levy some local taxes also. So funds sources are many, not a single source is there. And you see, PESA Act came in 1996. PESA, Panchayat extension to scheduled areas. In Schedule 5, there are states in India where scheduled areas are designated by President of India, and there this PRI system was not established with the 73rd Amendment. So they brought PESA Act of 1996, and here the importance of Gram Sabha was too much with these scheduled areas where tribes are living, and it was extended to these areas also. But you see, in Schedule 6, there are other scheduled areas, and those are different. In Schedule 6, 4 states are there: Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Manipur. So these 4 states, they have a different system. Although Assam and Tripura, they have a PRI system, but in Article 243 M2 and Article 371, these special constitutional provisions are there regarding some states, and they are following their own council systems. So that is going as a self-government system. And you see, Panchayat Raj system exists in all states except Nagaland, Meghalaya and Mizoram. So that's the case. Next, about the Panchayat Samiti, if I tell you about this administrative setup, the president of the village Panchayat is Sarpanch, as we all know, and Panchayat Samiti is a local government body at Tehsil level. So it is the middle level, and we can call it a developmental block also in English, and with various names like Mandal, Praja Parishad, Taluka Panchayat and Panchayat Samiti. These various names are given at this intermediate level. So this is a Mandal level or Taluka level or the block level. Samiti we also call it. So it is above the Gram Panchayat level, and above this Panchayat Samiti level there is District Panchayat. And you see, in this constituency, membership in the block Panchayat is mostly ex-official, means people are taken from other offices, like all the sarpanches will be part of this Panchayat Samiti, because it is the intermediate level. So many Gram Panchayats will come under one Samiti. So all their respective sarpanches, they will be here, and Panchayat Samiti area is covered under it. So sarpanches will come, MPs, MLAs, they will be the part of this membership, and sub-district officer, SDO of the subdivision, who is selected by the State Public Service Commission. So he would be here, and co-opt members like representatives of SC/ST women community and associated members like cooperative societies representatives and all, they will also be here. And Panchayat Samiti is an elected body for a term of 5 years and headed by a chairman, and these deputy chairman and chairman are also elected people. So that's the case, and these are the departments they are dealing with. And for the particular executive work, there is an executive officer. We call him BDO, the government appointed block development officer. So the state government appoints this BDO, and above this BDO, he reports to CEO Zilla Parishad. And who is the CEO of the Zilla Parishad? He is the IAS officer. So next we will take about the functions. These are given here, and normally these are asked. Next, district level Panchayat, that is the Zilla Panchayat, and the chief of the administration is an officer of IAS cadre. So certainly he would be the district collector. And you see 40 to 60 numbers are there for the members, and presidents of all the Panchayat Samiti in the district, heads of all the government departments in the district, members of parliament and the member of legislative assemblies, MLAs, and representative of each cooperative society. Women and scheduled caste members, they will also be representing here as a body. So these all will be the members here mainly, and this is the highest level of this 3-tier system. Okay, Zilla Parishad is an elected body, and block Pramukh, that is the president of Panchayat Samiti, are also represented in the Zilla Parishad, and mandatorily MP MLA should be there. And as I told you, the officer is the district collector, so under him all these workings would be done. Next question regarding the Gram Sabha. You see the people included in the electoral rolls relating to a village comprised within the area of village Panchayat. Certainly this statement is correct. These people would be the members of the Gram Sabha, all the adult members, all the voters. So that is correct. Second, Gram Sabha shall place before the Sarpanch a report relating to the development programs. That is wrong. Actually, village Panchayat and headed by the Sarpanch, they would place this report before the Gram Sabha. That is just opposite of it, and it works in the same way as government works with respect to Lok Sabha. So Gram Sabha is like a Lok Sabha only, and they will report before the parliament. So here they will place the report before the Gram Sabha. So this is wrong. And the Gram Sabha shall meet at least once in 3 months. This is not 6 months. So this is again wrong, and only one is the correct option here. The details are given here. As you see, every meeting shall be presided over by the president of the village panchayat, who is the Sarpanch only, and shall place report before the Gram Sabha, and once in 3 months they will meet, and these all provisions are given under Article 243 and clause G of it. Okay, so 243 is a huge article. Many sections are there, many clauses are there. So these things are given here. So you can read the text here. Everything is important here. Everything is important. Next, regarding the Gram Nyayalayas, as you see in the DPSPs, many things are given that the economic concentration should not be there, and justice system should be available to all the poor people, and at the lowest level this should be available. So for the village level, this Gram Nyayalaya Act was established in 2008. It was passed, and objective is to provide inexpensive justice to people in the rural areas. That is correct. At their homes, you see the doorstep, at their doorstep, this phrase is taken there, but it does not mean that they will go to their homes. So this is wrong. So the wordings is also very, very important. The presiding officer, for sure, he is a judicial officer of the first class, and he is called a Nyayadhikari, is appointed by the state government. It is not appointed by the High Court. This is wrong. Gram Nyayalaya is established for every panchayat at village level or a group of contiguous panchayats at intermediate level in the district. You see, at intermediate level, there is a office of this panchayat samiti and all, and there only this Nyayadhikari would sit, and it is there for all the panchayats in that area, but it would be there for the intermediate level. So that is why the D, none is the answer. None is correct here. You can see in 2008 Gram Nyayalayas Act came, so it's a statutory provision here, and objective is inexpensive justice to people in rural areas at their doorsteps. But doorstep does not mean they will go to their homes, every home. It is not correct, although it's a mobile court, and in the regular civil or judicial courts, the High Court itself makes appointments, means they suggest it to governor, and governor appoint these district judges and all. But here that would be appointed by state government in consultation with the High Court. So that's the case. And a Gram Nyayalaya is established for every panchayat at intermediate level. So it is at intermediate level, and seat of the Gram Nyayalaya is located at the same headquarter of the intermediate panchayat or the panchayat samiti. That is also correct. Strictly a judicial officer and having the same power as first class magistrate working under the high courts. So that's the case. Mobile court it is, and powers of both criminal and civil cases, importantly. But you see some limitations are there. You see, if many kind of cases can be there, it will not be taking those cases or those offences which are punishable by death or imprisonment for life or imprisonment for more than 2 years. So it will not take, it is not that much capable of taking those many cases. But below that, it will take all cases like civil cases and the criminal cases both. And the appeal lies with the respective district courts. Like if it is a criminal case, then the case will go to the sessions court of the district, and if it is a civil court, then the appeal lies with the simple district court. So that's the case. It is also divided into sessions court and the district court. For the civil cases, it's district court, and for the criminal cases, it is sessions court. So that's the case. Okay, so everything is given here. All are important, and it does not go by the Indian Evidence Act of 1872, and it does not need those provisions. It is going through natural justice system, as NGT is going on, as the NALSA is going on. So it's a natural justice system which it is following, and the appeals, I have told you about that. So next in the PIB lesson we will discuss more questions, so please do come in that lesson also. And thanks a lot, keep watching. This can be a great help in the prelims examination. 1 or 2 questions, if at least 1 or 2 questions will come from these last 2-3 lessons, then the purpose is solved. Thanks a lot, keep watching. It was amazing.